Good morning, everyone. It's chilly in my house. It is Monday, November 3rd, I think. Yes, Monday, November 3rd. So last month I saved all my yarn bands to see how many skeins of yarn I could go through in the month. Not as a contest of going through it, but just out of curiosity to see how much. So I got some good ideas from you guys. Some of you guys really liked it, so we're going to do it again and for the month of November. But this time, I'm going to try not to forget the skeins that I had no bands for. Like I mentioned them in the little clips, but I forgot to put them in my total at the end of the video. So I'm going to try and keep a list of those and keep track of how many plushies that I made with the yarn that was used. So to start off with, I didn't use up anything on the first. I made one whole Myrtle the Turtle on the first of the month. And then on Sunday, I did finish up one skein of Big Twist Plush in their brown color, doing the Oak and Marlowe teddy bear. Because I was like, I want to make the bear, but I don't have a good brown color in Bernat. And I wanted to use my Bernat on those. So one, so they would be a little bigger, but two, to use it up and get it out of here. So it just dawned on me, wait a minute, I still have Big Twist Plush, and they had a great brown. Let me see if I have any of that left. And I did. So I was able to polish off that skein of Big Twist Plush. And then I decided, well, I made a couple of more myrtles, but I didn't finish off any colors, you know, because they're so small. It takes a lot of myrtles to finish off a thing of yarn. But then I decided I want to make another splooter. Which one do I want to make? And I picked one I haven't done before, and that was Beans the Bunny. So I had some Sweet Snuggles Light left, and still have some left, but kind of in colors that, I don't know, I wouldn't use for the type of things that I'm making at the moment, because I have a tendency to like to stick to, for certain critters, like the colors that those critters would be in real life. I don't know, just certain things. Like turtles can be pink or purple or whatever, but a cow needs to be cow colors, you know, that type of thing. But anyway, so I used up a Home Slim Loops and Threads or Sweet Snuggles Light, one of those things. Used up one of those on the bunny and finished it off in these two cats. And I finished off a white, which I do not have a band for, the white of a Sweet Snuggles Light, which was silly because I should have used it up before I even got into my plush when I got the plush, but I was so anxious to try the plush that I just went ahead and used the plush. I plushed the plush. So I am going to write down the white in the Sweet Snuggles Light as being complete, and try and keep track so that when I tally it up at the end of the month, it will be correct. So that is 3 skeins, but I also want to keep track of the amount of plushies that I make using that yarn. So we have an Oak and Marlowe bear, 3 cats, the Pammy doll pattern, and Beans the bunny, and one Myrtle the Turtle for this month so far. So far, let's see, I did not, nope, that's it so far. So we will update again in a day or so, since I don't seem to be able to do it daily. But you got to use up at least one skein to report in, right? So we're going to start our pile again for the month of November, and we'll see you later. And we are back. It is Wednesday, November 5th, and I'm back to update my yarn usage. And I do not have a pin here. Okay, so this time I was able to finish off a few skeins, but I got quite a bit made. And then I have several skeins that are just about used up. But they're not done yet, so I did not add them. So we went through a Parfait Chunky in, not Parfait Chunky, yeah, Parfait Chunky in Goblin. And I finished off this skein making pickle keychains. And then in the brights, we used a chocolate and a caramel. And that was used up making Dory the Deer. But I have several things sitting in front of me that I need a pin to add to the list. So we did one more Pammy doll. We did 2 more Myrtle the Turtles. We did Beans the Bunny, Dory the Deer. Didn't mean to move the camera, sorry. Finn the Bear. And my favorite doll that I have made so far, Rumi from K-Pop Demon Hunters, and then several keychains. So I need to add all of those to my list of things that are made this month so that we can see just how many plushies that I got made out of my yarn usage. So I almost finished off a white in Parfait Chunky, but not quite. Yeah. So I have to, oh, there's my pin. I will add that to the list. And I think I already showed you the Oak and Marlowe bear. Pretty sure I did, because I have that written down already. And I showed you Beans the Bunny and 1 Myrtle the Turtle. So I'm confused. My desk is just covered in plushies because they all need to be priced. So I'm not sure where I'm at. I'm confused. Anyways, we will check back in, tomorrow or the next day with some more yarn usage, and hopefully my desk will be cleared off so that I won't get confused again. All right, we will see you then. Okay, you guys, it is Thursday, November 6th, and I used up a couple more things yarn. 2 of the Premier Basics Chenille Brights, 1 in Winter White and 1 in Blush. So I finished them off. Yeah, I finished them off doing a Cookie Mouse, and the last little bit of the blush went on this jellyfish. And yeah, so I got that done. So I'm in the middle of pricing, and I just wanted to show you that before they ended up in a market bag and then I can't find them anymore. So I don't think that I will be using up anything else today. Maybe. I'm almost finished with pricing, so I might be able to get to make something. but I have to get back at this. So I'm going to go and I'll check back in the next time I use something up. Okay? Okay. Well, hey everyone, it is Tuesday, November 11th, and we are here for another yarn usage check-in update, whatever you want to call it. Now, I feel like I haven't really made a lot, but I made a lot. I mean, I have a few bands here. Some of the things, let's see, I think I last checked in on Thursday. So a couple of the things went to market. So I did, let's see, we finished off a chenille brights in hot coral, making cat beds for the Poggy's Place Perfect pack. We finished off a chenille, a brights in white, one in rust, and that was making another splooting cow. A caramel, which was also used on that splooting cow. And lemon, which was on the Pikachu. So 5 things of the brights since Thursday, I think, was the last check-in. And we finished off a couple of Parfait Chunky in teddy bear and white, and those were kind of used up on car swings. Yes, those were used up on car swings. I made 23 car swings because at Friday's market, November 7th, we sold out of car swings except for 2 frogs and 2 plants. So I made 23 car swings, and these were 2 of the many colors that I got into that were completed. And because of making all those car swings, I also finished off, and do not have a band for it, a big twist posh. That is what I use to make the actual swing part itself, not the critter, in whatever shade their green is. So, and that, I think I made like 18 of them out of the green. It was quite a few. So I'm keeping my list of how many things that we've made out of the yarn that I've used up. And then, of course, there's still partial skeins that'll get used, and I'll add up a list and go from there. So that is my big update so far. And now I'm going to go make something else. I'm not sure what yet. There's a lot of things I should be making, but yet nothing feels appealing at the moment. The car swings, doing the swing part, I got like super bored with it, but I am so happy to be finished with that. Maybe I'll make a puppy to go with this bed. I think that's what I'll do. I'll make a puppy to go with that bed, and then that will be complete. Okay, so we will check in again in the next day or so and see what we've used up. Well, hello everyone. Today is Wednesday. I'm not sure of the date. Let me check. I'm like, don't know where I'm at. Wednesday, November 19th. And I feel like it's been ages since I've done a yarn usage update for this video. And, oh, you can hear the kitties in the background. We're going to the vet today for their first vet visit. And I'm just kind of letting them hang out with me so I can find them when it's time to load them all up in the carriers and get them out of the house so that we get there on time. So if my scale is right, they are, all three of them, over 2 pounds. So it is good to, they're good to go to get their first round of shots and all that. So, and then Mama Kitty goes tomorrow morning, and we're going to have her vaccinated and dewormed and scheduled to be fixed, so that if she decides that she wants to take off and go, she won't bring us back more babies. Anyways, we are going to take a look at what we used. I believe it's been a whole week, and from the looks of all these yarn bands, I'm probably pretty close. So, wow. Okay, so we finished off one Parfait plush in white, and that was making a splooting fox. So it was a partial skein, but we've been using it as we go. On various different things, but the bulk of it went on the fox. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 skeins of chenille brights. I have been I feel like I've been crocheting like a mad woman, but I don't feel like I have that much to show for it, if you know what I'm saying. So this one is mushroom, lemon, which is the yellow, rust, black, white, another black, winter white, sand, another sand, and navy. So, my goodness, that's quite a bit. Quite a bit. So that is, there was 10 of these, and there's 112 yards per skein, so that's like 1,120 yards just in the brights, and then the Parfait plush comes in 174 yards. Now this, I don't know if we can count it as used or not. I was making cat beds using up my fluffy flex from Loops and Threads, and I have a little bit of it left, but it's not really enough to make anything with. It might be good for a stripe in one of the dog beds. So I'm not sure if I should count this or not. I don't know. So that's what I did. I made chicks and eggs. I made the cats in the beds. I have this. I almost used up this yellow and almost used up this rust, but not quite. We did a couple of loveys, the little mini loveys. We did a bluey and some cookie mice and the splooting fox. And yeah, so we're going to keep plugging away. Oh yes, and we're making bees, but we're not done. I have 5 of these, 3 with safety eyes, 2 without, but they all need their wings, and then they'll be finished. And that's what I've been kind of working on this morning. Nothing too involved because I got to take the kitties to the vet. So we didn't want to like get too engrossed in anything. So like I said, I feel like I've been crocheting like a mad woman and have not gotten very much done. But anywho, I'm going to sign off for today. Hopefully, my next update will be a little sooner than a whole week. And yeah, we'll see how much more yarn we use for the month of November. Well, hello. This is my final update for how much yarn did I use in the month of December. And sadly, I think I failed at keeping things updated on a more regular basis. I just kind of got busy. But since our last update, we used 2 Parfait Plush, 2 Premier Basics Chenille Tie-Dye, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Chenille Brights, plus a couple that we didn't have bands for, which was a Bernat Baby in Sand, a Big Twist Posh, and a Sweet Snuggles Light. So, that was quite a bit. And of course, I got into other yarns that I have not completed. So these are my bands for the whole month. And I did not write down a total, so let's just separate them real quick. We used a lot of Chenille Brights. I mean, that has been pretty much my go-to lately. Sadly, they're getting very inconsistent with the sizes and the texture of the yarn, as well as the colors. So, there's that. So we have the 3 with no bands, the Sweet Snuggles Light, the Big Twist Posh, and the Bernat Baby. Then we completed 4 Parfait Plush, plus got into a bunch. 1 Loops and Threads Fluffy Flex, 1 Big Twist Plush, 1 Sweet Snuggles Light, and 3 Parfait Chunky, 2. Did I mix them up? See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28 Chenille Brights regular, and completed off 2 of the tie-dye in the Brights. So that is a lot of yarn. So what does that tell me? I order way too much yarn. But again, I have colors that are not completed that will end up in December's tracking. So a lot of you guys were curious on like, how many plushies did you make with all that yarn? And I tried to keep track. I'm not sure that I did a very good job at it. I tried though. So out of that, I have my list here. Out of that, I made 129 items for the month of November. So now, if you want a breakdown of that, I kind of have it broken down. But I think I may have missed some items. I'm not 100% positive. So, here goes the list. We did 1 Oak and Marlowe Bear. I believe that is from the Fable collection. 4 Pammy Dolls. 1 Snuggle Beans Crochet Beans the Bunny. 3 Myrtle the Turtles. 3 Jellyfish. 1 Voodoo Doll. That was supposed to be for a customer, and she didn't come and get it, but somebody else bought it. 1 Strawberry Keychain. 1 Splooting Deer from Snugglebeans Crochet, 1 Oak and Marlow Ostrich, 1 Roomy Doll, 6 Pickle keychains, 3 Chicken Nugget keychains, 1 Kirby keychain, 2 Totoro keychains, 1 Bear keychain, 3 Pokemon Pikachu, 16 Cats in a Bed, 23 Car Swings, 2 Dogs in a Bed. I think that was more, but that's all I have written down. And I can't be 100% positive unless I go back and watch all my own videos, and I just don't have time for that. 1 Grinch cat sitting back there. 9 mini snugglers, and that's like the elephant, the cows, the llamas, the donkey. They're just all the mini snugglers. 1 toothless snuggler, 1 panther keychain, 1 Darth splooter, 1 custom bunny, technically 2, but I killed it. I broke its neck. 3 capybara, 3 penguins, 5 pets in a blanket, 1 bear splooter done up as corduroy. I gave it green overalls. 1 fox splooter, 1 bluey, 6 bees, 6 chicks in an egg, 8 Pokemon evolutions, 6 axolotls, and a splooting mouse. So that's 129. But like I said, I'm not 100% positive that I kept track of everything. You know what's not on here that I did make? And I can tell you right now, that is the dog in a bag. So that makes it 130 items. That I know for sure. So let's add that to our total. Okay, so of the ones that I can be sure of that I made, oh, and then there's a loaf kitty. So that's another one. So that makes it 131 items. It's sitting right here in front of me. Yeah. So dollar amount of yarn used was $210.59 for all those skeins of yarn. And that's because they vary anywhere from $3.99 a skein to $9.99 a skein. And the most used was the $3.99 a skein. So we did $210.59 worth of yarn, not counting skeins that aren't complete yet. We did we did 131 plushies, and the total value of those plushies is $1,872. That is the retail value. So, not counting safety eyes, my time, and the polyfill. If we take, and we're just going to do even numbers, 1872 minus, we'll round up to 211. 6. That's $1,661 in profit if they all sell. Not counting, of course, you have to include safety eyes and polyfill. We can call that, say, another $100, roughly. I'm sure it's not that much. So $1,561 worth of profit if they were to all sell. And of course, that's not counting time. But I kind of look at it like my time is my profit. Because like I treat all my monies as one monies. It's not a separate business money versus my personal money. That's all just one monies. So I don't think that is a bad month worth of crochet. I would say it's not my best month worth of crochet, but it's not bad. It's actually, I think, pretty good, considering there, you know, November and December are rough months to get things done. Now, I did have one less market than I thought I was going to have for November because, for whatever reason, they say they didn't get my application. It's been written on my calendar since July, so just saying. I have 3 more markets in the month of December. I have Friday and Saturday, and then the next Friday. And then I get a break until the first Friday of January, which I believe is the 2nd. So, yeah, I still have plenty of inventory. I'm hoping over the next 3 markets that will be seriously diminished and we can start I can talk. Yes, I can. And we can start the new year fresh with all these patterns that I binge shopped over the Thanksgiving shopping weekend. And I did a lot of that. And I've already gotten into some of them, but there's a whole bunch I have not gotten into yet. So that is my yarn usage recap. I'm hoping that in December I can keep better track of what was made with the yarn I'm using. I tried, but I really think that I missed several. Because, you know, you go to the market and you're excited because you made the new stuff. You shove it in your bags or your totes and off you go. And then you forget to write stuff down. I know I did. So, now this stack can go in the garbage. And so can these lists. All right. That's what I used. Let's see how it goes for December. And, yep, we'll see you in the next video.